What's going on, Archons? It's time for Bag of Decks. And here we go. We got a bag full of decks. Every set represented. And this is another giveaway. If you want to be a part of the Bag of Decks giveaway, you need to be a Patreon supporter. So click the link in the comments to become a part of that. And, I've decided I'm actually going to always use my Wild Wormhole mat. My very first mat that I won in a tournament. And it's going to be the one that is always used for Bag of Decks. So, without further ado, let's reach in and see what we got. Okay. Boom. Alright, so we have... Let's get this bag out of here. It is... Boom. Oh, it's a Dark Tidings deck being given away today. Jeeves of Mage Mouth Tower. So... let's see what Jeeves has in store. Will I struggle with this? You know what? I'm not doing this anymore. These tabs are like, it's like a fake out. It's like, hey, look, we have an easy open tab. False. They are not easy open. They are the bane of my existence, the struggle of my life right now. And so I will not be entertaining them. Alright, so there we go. Let's see what we got in here for this deck. We got a Mole, Borrow, Little Niff, Stir Up Trouble, choose a creature and one of its neighbors. Each chosen creature deals damage equal to its power to the other. There's Francis, Hobnobber, if your opponent has 6 or more embers, deal 2. Hornswoggle, use an enemy artifact as if it were yours. Double Hornswoggle. Then we have Scooped, deal 2 damage to creature. If it is not destroyed, it captures 1 from its own side. Then we have another Scooped. Sea Urchin. Seeker Needle. Ooh, and then on Unfathomable we have Chosen One. Such a good card. TCO. I open a lot of these. Instead of raiding creatures they control during their ready card step, your opponent deals 1 damage to the chosen creature for each exhausted creature they control. Siphos. Hazardous 4. Destroyed if the tide is high. Archive Siphos. Thundertoe. Exhaust 2 creatures. Deal 2 damage to each exhausted creature. Wrath or Ruin. Choose one, destroy a flank creature, or return 2 enemy creatures to their owner's hands. Very nice. Call of the Void. Exhaust a creature if that was already exhausted. Destroy it instead. Its controller loses 1. Figorific Rod. Exhaust a creature or artifact. Nice artifact there. Oh, 2 of them. You gotta love those in pairs. Maelstrom. Put each creature on top of its owner's deck in random order. Gain 2 chains. 2 Maelstroms. That's interesting. We've got a Portal. If the tide is high, archive Portal, otherwise raise the tide. And then Seabringer Krakoa. Oh, and a Wilcolia. Now we got, another one of the Pokemons of Keyforge. Chanel, which means we got Bombix and Fifaldi. Then we got Ambermancy, very nice. Double Ambermancy, remove up to 3 power counters from a creature, gain 1 for each counter removed this way. Beach Day, return a creature to its owner's hand. If the tide is high, gain 1. 2 Beach Days. Mushroom Man. Chelonia. Ooh, those Beach Days are nice with that. Double Chelonia. Oh, those are really nice. Wave the Pixie. Reap, gain 1. And lastly, we have Witch of the Dawn. Return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. Ah, this is a neat deck, actually. Very neat deck. So creature count, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 creatures. Pretty standard, but actually it's 13 creatures because you cannot have Fifaldi and Bombix in play at the same time with Chanel. Like, all these 3 will never exist together, so it's actually only 1, so I count that as 2 less creatures. For pips, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15... 16, 17. Oh, very nice pip count, though, which is not always the case with these Dark Tidings decks. There are the rest of the stats. Now, what do I like about this deck? Well, Chelonia actually Chelonia has a lot of fun stuff in this. Because of Beach Days with Chelonia is really nice, with Witch of the Dawns and the Bombyx and Fifalde, so you can actually play all of these, trigger your Chelonias, trigger the Ember again, and then have them go. So there's some really cool stuff there that can be done. I actually really like that. That's a lot of fun. There's no +1 power counters in this deck, so these Embermencies are going to be looking for your opponent. But yeah, that's kind of cool. That's really cool, actually, the way you can abuse the Chelonias. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures essentially in here. But yeah, some neat things there. The Wacolias are always great. Maelstroms are kind of cool too if you want to put all your Untamed stuff, your Chelonias, and get them back. That's kind of a neat thing that can be done. Obviously, the disruption with Figurific Rod and Call of the Void is really nice. Again, some interesting stuff to have. The Chosen One, just a great turn 1 card. Like, I love this card for turn 1. It's super cool. Sea Urchin, nothing wrong with that. The Scoops are making things fun. Horn, a lot of good artifact stuff in this, actually. Borrow, yeah, and Mole, that could be powerful. An interesting, neat deck. I think this is going to be fun to play. I think the Untamed possibilities are really high, but it does have a fairly low creature count, and it's kind of awkwardly distributed. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures here, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 1, 2. The creature distribution is not great in this deck, unfortunately, what kind of makes things a little bit more awkward. But I think you can just play cards and hopefully cycle and get some cool things out of it. The Maelstrom play, I think there's some cool stuff in Untamed. Untamed's definitely what you want to be pulling out with this deck. There's really cool stuff here. You could even Witch of the Dawn in your Chosen One if you really need to go that route. Yeah. So that's all for this deck. I think it's a neat deck, no question about it. Very neat deck. I'm a fan of Jeeves of Magemouth Tower. Let's see who's getting this deck. This is the first Dark Tidings giveaway, actually. We got the Saurian Sock of Truth, which figures out who should be drawn for this week. All right, who's coming out of the bag today? Is it awkward pulling out of this? All right, and today we have, Mr. Frank Roberts, a local boy. Yes, Frank, congratulations. You are the winner of Jeeves of Magemouth Tower. I hope this deck treats you well and you have some things in here you have not seen before in Dark Tidings. If you want to be part of the Bag of Decks giveaway, be sure to come join my Patreon and win these decks that I'm pulling here. Sometimes I may even do a Would You Rather set versus set, so you get to choose which deck you want to win. So please tune in and let me know your thoughts on this deck. And as always, folks, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.